Are we rolling? Are we rolling? Top five greatest Russian rappers of all time. Let's go. What up, YouTube? Yours truly. This is proof to me that you're live. You know where you at. Excuse my vape. Traditionally, much love to all the subscribers. 84 of you. Thank you so much. Just a month ago, it was like 50 something. Again, according to YouTube standards, it's not a lot, but you guys are the dearest to me, man. You guys are the beginners of the journey. But yeah, no buts, man. Thank you guys. I love you guys for real. I much appreciate you from the heart, sincerely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yo, let's talk about greatest five greatest Russian rappers of all time. This is serious. Why am I doing five greatest Russian rappers of all time? Well, because I just feel like it, man. I think Russian hip hop scene is huge, and internationally, for real, for those that don't know, internationally, it's probably, I would say, the third largest hip hop scene in the entire world. First, of course, you have American, then you have French, and then you got Russian, man. So it's huge. But the reason it's special to me, of course, because I speak Russian, I understand Russian, and I write Russian, meaning I rap in Russian as well. And I've been following the Russian rap scene pretty much ever since it came about, man, in the mid 90s. So it's very special to me. It's very dear to my heart. Russia and Ukraine, we were all part of Soviet Union, and Russia, another Slavic country, they're like a brother or sister, whatever you want to call it, to Ukraine. So the way we grew up was very close. It was practically the same. We grew up on the same movies, on the same music. The same shit was going on in the hood. We lived the same kind of lifestyle. So when I got obsessed with hip hop in the States, of course, East Coast, and East Coast rap, man, growing up in the tri-state area. And I wanted to know what's going on back home, man. So that was my direct, news channel to what's going on in the hood back there, man. So Russian hip hop, Russian rap became very dear to me. So basically, why am I qualified to give you the greatest Russian rappers of all time? Because, again, I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker. I'm from the tri-state area. I grew up, on Biggie, on Pac, even though it's not New York, but still, Biggie, Pac, Nas, Wu-Tang, And if you're not from New York and you want to have an idea of what hip hop means to New York, New York is the birthplace of hip hop. But let me tell you, if you've never been to the city, this city breathes and lives hip hop. Because I know around the time when hip hop was slowly evolving, worldwide, and especially in America, like in the mid 90s towards the late 90s, it was mostly black communities outside of New York. It was only mostly black communities that was listening to hip hop. White kids was still on punk and all of that stuff until Eminem came about. But New York, it was no racial thing. Everyone was listening to rap, man. When Biggie dropped that Ready to Die, man, you better bet your ass that everyone had the album, man. It didn't matter your skin color, didn't matter where you came from. All it mattered was if you was from here, you were listening to it, man. And that's why I always say that for someone to really know what hip hop is, what you know what I'm saying, to really know what is true hip hop, you gotta be from New York, man. Now, of course, we got down south, and we got drill, and we got West Coast, we got all of this, and each part of the nation, they got their own feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Because even though the streets and ghettos and hoods where hip hop comes from, they're the same worldwide, but in each town or in each state or in each country, they got a little something of its own. So, of course, we all know East Coast hip hop, but I always say, man, for you to know true essence of hip hop, man, only in New York can really feel it. Just like only somebody from Atlanta could really feel what down south rap is like. But anyway, moving along. So Russian rap became very dear to me, man, and it was very quiet for all throughout the 90s, and then it started picking up all the way at the end of the 90s and into the 2000s. And it was always more of like street poetry, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that the early rappers really spit bars, you know what I mean? But to me, that's what made Russian rap so special, because it was like that Slavic soul put into it, that Slavic heart. The dudes was literally still in the struggle, talking about what they're going through in a poetic form, you know what I mean? And hip hop was their way to communicate, was their way to get it out. It was their journal, their diary of the daily routine. So it was really special. It was literally like, you know what I'm saying, dudes from over there was dispatching me what was going on in the streets back home, man. And it was really special. Again. So I'm not gonna keep you for too long. I'm gonna start on the list of top 5 greatest of all time. Now, in this video, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna start with 4, go down to 1, but I'm gonna leave number 5 out. Instead of leaving number 1 out, I'm gonna leave number 5 out, and I'm gonna have that in another video. And let's see if y'all could guess who will be the top 5 greatest Russian rapper of all time. Again, what qualifies me, man? I myself have been writing and rapping since the age of 11. And not only in English, and Ukrainian, and Russian, and Polish. I think I'm still the only MC in the world that could do that without no accent. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't I blow up? That's a whole other story, man. And let me tell you, it's because I chose not to blow up. But that don't matter. That's just my ego talking. But what qualifies me again is because I got the best of both worlds, man. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in the streets back in Ukraine, early 90s, post-Soviet era. You know what I'm saying? So I knew the streets back then. And then I came here, grew up in New York, tri-state area, you know what I'm saying? Jersey, Philly area. And I feel and understand exactly what the streets are out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I ran the streets out here. So I ran the streets overseas back in Eastern Europe. And I ran the streets over here, man. So I could understand both worlds, and I know exactly what rap is. And I've been paying attention to Russian rap and listening to it and even writing it myself around 96, 97, when we had like early websites back then that just started popping out. Rap.ru and all these sites, they had like these messed up MP3 audio recordings, you know what I mean, and groups like Белые Братья and Район Моей Мечты, groups like that. But who really originated, and this is why I can't put these dudes in the top 5. And I always watch interviews of Russian rappers, and they never really give props to the originators of this shit. And how can you not give props to the originators? This is why I cannot put these dudes in the top 5, because maybe lyrically they're not up to par the same way the rest of the top five are, because the genre kept evolving. But these dudes are the originators. They are the starters of that sound, of that Slavic rap, of that Russian rap. So I put them in a whole other category because they laid the foundation for everyone to follow, obviously. If it wasn't for them, it would be no Russian rap. So, with that to say, the dudes that I have to exclude right away and put in their own dimension, in their own realm, is of course Bad B. And I'm talking about the original Bad B with Michie, which this dude, yo, if you English speaking dude, you know what I'm saying, and you want to hear some crazy vocals, something like Nate Dogg, but in Russian, with different like Slavic soul, Slavic spirit to it, you gotta listen to Michie. So Bad B or Bad B Alliance are the originators, and that includes Chef, DJ LA, and Michie. So it was an MC, it was a DJ, and it was a singer. At that time, amazing, man. They started doing this shit in 1989. I think the first album came out. So right away, those dudes in another category. The first nice Russian MC that I could say that came out also out of that Bad B production was Legalize, and you know what I'm saying, to me it was the first dude I was like, yo, this dude got something, man. First nice rapper, Legalize. So he's over there in a whole other category with them too. And then the one little dude, of course it was Bad B production, but the one little dude that they put up front was Detsl, man. And the shit got so big that I remember in 1999, if I'm not mistaken, or like 2000, man, I was watching MTV Video Awards live, and the best international video they presented to Detsl. Detsl was like, I think 16 years old at the time. Now, of course, Detsl was a combined effort production that Bad B produced. But still, you know what I'm saying? It was that big. It was in an international level. So again, Bad B along with Legalize and along with Detsl, they're in their all other category. You know what I'm saying? I take my hat off to you and everyone that's doing Russian rap today. Take your hat off to them and give your props and respect to them too, man. Because if you don't know your roots, if you don't know the past, you a sucker, man. Because you're never going to get where you're supposed to go. With that said, let me get my sippy on so my lips is moist. Let's get into the top 5. Or should I say, let's get into the top 4, starting with number 4. Number 5, we're going to leave out for another video for all of y'all to guess who it is. Now, again, just to defend myself and why I can have this list, and trust me, nobody knows this shit better than me. Start the list off. Number 4. Ready? Tipsy Teep. Now, before you jump out the freaking window, if there's some Russian speakers out there, I'm going to explain to you why Tipsy Teep. Why I got to put him in number 4. It has nothing to do with the fact that this dude is from Ukraine and I'm from Ukraine. I don't give a shit about that. We're talking about Russian language rap right now. Does this dude have out of this world bars? No. What he has, and I guess the rest of the MCs on this list got bars, but we're talking about specifically Russian rap bars and Slavic soul bars and the evolution of Russian rap. So I first noticed Tipsy Teep, I think, in like 08 or 10. It wasn't even that long ago. But this dude, if you ever look him up, Tipsy Teep, why he has to go is number 4. And you can't argue with me because you don't know hip-hop better than I do. Deepsy Deep, he has this delivery about him, man. This freaking voice that comes from like a stumped, ashy ass, you know what I'm saying, drug infested, fucking bomb exploded concrete of Kryvyi Rog, where he comes from, where actually the war in eastern Ukraine hit that town, man. But even before then, you know, he had this ruggedy street hip hop, exactly what hip hop is about, man. This street essence to him, man. His storytelling is out of here. Simple. To cut it all down, what does it take to be a real MC? You gotta be nice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have lyrics, you gotta have wordplay, you gotta have delivery. All these things that make up an MC. I'm a little lost right now. This is not scripted, but you know what I mean, man. You gotta be nice. So Deepsy Deep, man, number 4. If you hear his voice, you're gonna get goosebumps running up and down your neck, your back, all of that shit, man. You don't even gotta understand the language to feel the pain. So at number 4, Deepsy Deep. Number 3, man. Number 3 is actually a dude that kinda was part of the scene of St. Petersburg, or they call St. P scene of changing the Russian rap game, changing the way they spit, putting double syllables in it, putting double meaning into it, finally spitting some bars. And number 3, also a dude with this crazy delivery of a voice. Even though he got one album, he started impacting the Russian rap game since the early 2000s. Number 3, Kripa Creep. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Kripa Creep. Don't argue with this. Don't argue with this. I know better. Trust me. You don't know hip-hop like I know hip-hop, man. I've been in the game for 22 years. Following all the hip-hop of the world, man. Speaking all these languages and understanding this shit. Actually understand, you know what I'm saying? Fuck speaking the languages, understanding the street culture in that part of the world, man, because I lived it. So number 3, Kripa Creep. I think his first debut album and the only album came out in 2013. I think his lazy, smoky ass pothead self is working on a second album, but the freestyles, the battle freestyles that he had in the early 2000s, man. And, you know what I'm saying, just his impact, man, because a lot of dudes bit off his style later on. He birthed a lot of children of Russian rap. Number 3, Kripa Creep, man. Now, number 2 and number 1, man. I had to debate this topic for no lie. I'm gonna tell you exactly how long I had to debate this topic, man. Since like 2008, right? So for 10 years, ever since a special album came out that I think started a new era of Russian rap, because it was eras. First it was Bad Bialyan's eras, then came an era in 2004 that started the MC in the number 1 spot. I'm gonna get to him, but number two, Deuces. Number 2 is an MC that no lie, man. And trust me, I know this better. No lie, I think he has the greatest flow ever, of all time. Not just in Russian rap, but of all time in all the hip-hop worldwide. This dude got the most retarded, crazy flow of all time. And if you disagree, you don't know shit because you're not listening. This dude came out with a debut album in 2008. And as soon as you hear it, shit got everything. Shit got delivery, crazy wordplay, crazy flow. He could rhyme fast, he could rhyme slow. This dude I mean, just completely innovative, man. And he made his own beats for that album too, for his first debut album, Крокодил говорит. Yes, I am talking about the one and only super nice MC that's on a wheelchair, that was jumping out of planes before he got into the wheelchair. Ram Diga. Ladies and gentlemen, please, huge round of applause. Ram Mother Stinking Diga. He's so nice that the legendary group Onyx came and did a concert with him. They did a video with him. They did a song with him. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Ram Diga and Onyx. And if you really know hip hop, man, you don't gotta understand the language. Just listen to this dude's flow. And trust me, the bars, the Slavic soul, the street soul that this dude is, the heart that he brings into this shit is crazy. I should have. This is why I always debated number one or number two, because he's so ill that I always wanted to put him in number one. But there's one thing that separated him from the number one MC, and it was that sometimes Ram Diga likes to sing. And we're talking about purists. We're talking about pure MCs, man, straight up rapping. And you got to remember that rapping is the most complex form of poetry ever invented, man. So this shit is a science. All this mumbling shit that you hear nowadays, and Russian hip hop, I can't even call it hip hop. Russian mumble shit is out there also, and it's huge right now. But right now we're talking about the purists, the dudes that was changing the motherfucking game, man. The dudes that started whole cultural movements, whole decades, whole eras, man. And Ram Diga is that dude, man. Again, round of applause for Ram Diga, man. Dude is insane. Especially if you can understand this shit and you really listen to it. But again, the flow, man. You have never, ever, ever heard this kind of flow, man. Ever. I gotta take a vape for that, because for real, again, you don't gotta understand this dude to understand that this flow is retarded. You know what I'm saying? Out of the fucking galaxy, this universe, into the parallel universe, hop over another dimension kind of shit. So number two, man, Ram Diga. Now, number one, greatest Russian rapper of all time. And like I said, I had a debate between number two and number one in my own head, and I had to listen shit over and over, man, and debate this shit over and over to really give him a fair earned spot, man. Number one, numero uno, номер один, номер один,